What is up, pimps and players? So, I've been getting comments on my original guide that I made for Season 15, asking if the item build and runes are still up to date. And I realized that a lot has changed on Quinn, so I thought I'd just go over items and runes quickly, what's changed, what I think is optimal right now, and yap a little bit about it. So yeah, I'll start off with the items. First things first is that Shiv has now become the most popular item to build first on Quinn. I've basically fully committed to. I've basically fully converted to basically only playing Shiv. But I think Profane Hydra is still a valid option. I always start with Doran's Blade and Health Potion. If you care less about your early laning and more about reaching your spikes earlier, some people go Longsword Refillable. Not my thing personally, but it's something that people do. As for boots, Symbiotic is still the go-to. I believe Berserkers are still complete garbage. And you have the option of Boots of Swiftness. What has changed though is that I believe that rushing Symbiotic or prioritizing Symbiotic early in lane is not very good. It's definitely not, because of the nerfs. You can't really. It doesn't provide any value really during the laning phase until it's stacked, and once the mid game hits, you stack it really fast anyways. So it's better, in my opinion, to delay your Symbiotic, your boot upgrade, until after you've completed Shiv or whatever first item you rush. As for first items, I think Shiv is completely fine, buildable in every game. Profane Hydra and Lethality is an option you can go against a fully squishy team. After you've completed either of these items, you go into either Collector or Edge of Night second. I prefer Edge of Night in basically every game, except for ones where Edge of Night gets procced really easily, or it doesn't really have much value to the enemy team. Then I like to go Collector, because Collector flat out is just more damage. You'll do more damage on 2 items, you do more damage on 3 items because of the extra 25% crit that you'll have over Edge of Night. Yeah, third item. By third item, the latest, you always want to have LDR, or as an alternative, Mortal Reminder, if they have healing or not. And then you want to round out your build if you've gone Edge of Night with Infinity Edge, Immortal Shield Bow. If you've gone Collector, you're probably going to cap out with these 4 items, not build Shield Bow. Yeah. Now, Static Shiv versus Profane. What does one item have over the other? I think both are completely viable. Profane, you have more wave clear and more damage flat out. I mean, it gives you 15 more AD, it gives you 18 lethality that Shiv doesn't give you. Whereas Shiv, it costs 500 gold less. That's a real difference. You spike a lot earlier. You hit your second and third item. Especially Quinn when she gets LDR is at the peak of her power. Let's say when Quinn gets 3 items, that's when you're like really online. You start to really deal damage, and hitting that break point 500 gold earlier is really cannot be understated. On the other hand, when you're 3 items with Profane or insert other lethality item as a rush, you really one-shot squishies, especially when you're ahead. You completely obliterate them, like full one-shot, like auto, they're dead off the map type damage. I think Shiv is a lot more consistent. You reach your spikes earlier. That's why I prefer it. You can go it into squishies and it gives you a better DPS due to its attack speed. The wave clear isn't quite as good as Profane, but it is definitely real. The movement speed is also quite noticeable, I'd say. What I can't 100% recommend, but I think is possibly a good idea and worth exploring, is dropping either of these items completely and just rushing collector. That's something I've seen people do and I've kind of toyed with doing, but I've never had the chance to try it out. But it does sound good, and I think it's something definitely worth exploring. Another build I've seen is just building time mat and going straight into collector and the rest of your items. I've kind of liked it, but also the time mat kind of feels like a waste. I'm kind of on the fence with that. I'm kind of on the fence with that build right now. But again, something that sounds decent and worth exploring, worth giving a try, in my opinion. As for the runes, when you're going lethality, you pretty much always want to be going electrocute. The only two viable runes, keystones for Quinn, really are electrocute and PTA. PTA just doesn't really synergize with the bursty, cooldown centric lethality playstyle. So you basically always want to go electrocute. When you're going domination, you always want to go these two runes, sudden impact and Grisly Mementos. Though I will say, if for some reason you like Sixth Sense and or Deep Ward more than Grisly Mementos, by all means go it. I don't think it really makes much of a difference. Treasure Hunter, to me, I've been kind of back and forth. I've been going Relentless at some points during this season, but now I switched back to Treasure Hunter. I think they're about as good as each other. Take what you want. I do like the extra, what is it, 400 something gold that Treasure Hunter gives you though. Definitely helps you hit your spikes earlier, and being Quinn and roaming a lot, you get those Treasure Hunter stacks pretty reliably. As for secondaries, the primary thing that people go is sorcery. Personally, I like this as this is my most common secondary rune page. Celerity I like more than Absolute Focus. The movement speed is just really, really nice. One thing I don't recommend is going Scorch, though some people like it. And hey, if you like Scorch more than Absolute Focus, don't let me hold you. Don't let me hold you back from trying it. But to me, Gathering Storm is basically better in every game. Yeah, so in sorcery, basically your options are Celerity, Absolute Focus, Scorch. Alternatively, if you want to play hyper-aggressive early game and like use your Ignite to get a really good trade-off, you can go Celerity Nimbus Cloak. Personally, I like going this against Aurelia and playing really aggressively and igniting her early and using that movement speed to get a good trade-off. But other than that, you want to stay in these 4 runes. As for the Precision tree, I think you can also go Precision secondary with Electrocute. When I do this, I personally like going Alacrity and Coup de Grok. Alternatively, you can go Triumph, but I think this rune pairing is the best if you're going to go in Precision secondary. Resolve is also another option. You can do this into matchups like Riven. I can't come up with another example right now, but Riven, for example, champs that really are built around all-inning you or getting a trade-off. The bone plating really helps, and Overgrowth making you more tanky helps fend that off a little bit. Personally, I don't like doing this, but it's something that Quinn players go and has some solid success. I will also add that I do go Second Wind. I do like taking Second Wind Overgrowth into Teemo. That's about the only time I go Resolve. But Bone Plating and Overgrowth is something worth trying if maybe you struggle into matchups where they bide their time and look for an all-in on you. As for the Inspiration Tree, I think it's completely worthless for Quinn. Nothing in here I think will provide you with as much value as the other 4 trees. But yeah, this is for lethality and Also, you can go electrocute, and you can also go electrocute when you're building static shift. As for PTA pages, this is my preferred setup. Again, the same secondaries. These are my preferred secondaries: Celerity and Gathering Storm. And I like going Press the Attack with Presence of Mind. With this rune, with this row of runes, I think every rune is about as equally viable. Personally, I like Presence of Mind for the mana sustain. I think the most taken is Triumph, and it also has a slightly higher win rate. But Absorb Life is also real. Presence of Mind is real. All three of these runes are, I would say, about equally as good, and you can go whatever you like. As for this row, haste is obviously worthless. I think Bloodline is fake, and you should never be going this. Alacrity is by far the best option in my opinion. As for the bottom row, Coup de Grok and Cut Down are your only options. Coup is personally my favorite. As for secondaries, the same thing applies. You have your 5 options here. In Sorcery, your roughly 3 options in Resolve, and if you would like to go Domination secondary, I would recommend Sudden Impact Treasure Hunter. Again, you can go Relentless here if you like it more than Treasure Hunter. But yeah, that basically covers it. I yapped a little bit. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope I could explain what I think is the best setup to go on Quinn on the current patch. I know a lot has changed, but yeah, this is basically what I'm going. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.